Hey there, Steve Rubis with another installment of Capital Markets Investor Relations in 2 minutes or less. Today we're going to continue on this topic of being an investor relations professional and public company presentations. And if you're an IR pro who's presenting in a one-on-one or a company presentation or on a panel at an investor conference, there is a syntax and language you want to rely on in order to drive that engagement and get you that next meeting in the future. And the key is that you're going to do two things. You need to use storytelling to communicate a vision to a wide audience of investors, and you need to use operational KPIs and key metrics to solidify that vision and drive future engagement. So in terms of building that strategic vision, you want to set a vision where a large aperture of investors will engage with your company, whether it's public company investors, private company investors, strategics, those who might want to turn your business around, or investment bankers. And the idea is you want to get the creative juices flowing to get people thinking about what is the future opportunity around this business? What can I get excited about? What can I see that maybe is not being seen in the business currently? And then secondly, you're going to solidify that vision through the use of KPIs and key metrics. And it starts with operational KPIs. For me, I was representing Access Telecare and Acute Care Telemedicine, so I focus on the number of consults. I start with saying we did over 1 million acute care telemedicine consults last year, and since inception in 2013, we've done over 7 million acute care telemedicine consults. Immediately, this gives you a sense of scale of the business and that we are a very large entity that needs to be understood and listened to. And then secondly, it's always important to drop what your TAM is at the highest level, and then if you can go to the second level of your serviceable addressable market and your serviceable obtainable market. These numbers are what's going to crystallize that vision and drive continued engagement over the coming weeks, quarters, and years. And typically I start with saying that our acute care telemedicine TAM is about 6 to 7 billion, and then I give the guardrails around our serviceable addressable market and serviceable obtainable market. And the idea is to give you a sense of what does the entire pie look like, but then what are we playing for in the near term in terms of that low-hanging fruit, and where are we relative to the penetration of that opportunity? And when you do that, when you've done these two things on a panel, you get a win. And what is that win? You get the next meeting opportunity, whether that's a conference, a one-on-one meeting, or another panel. When you drop these important data points in a meeting, you're showing the audience that you know why you're here and what you're trying to communicate. And so this brings me to the second part of the video. Since it's Sunday, I'm on location in Melrose Park, Illinois, at the old community access hospital, Westlake Hospital. And anyone in healthcare, especially hospitals, knows that community access hospitals are always strapped for resources. It's very hard to stay open. And in the case of Westlake, there were a lot of reasons that led to its closure, but one of them was a gap in medical care. They were losing staff, losing physicians, and they weren't able to continue to keep care local. They had to transfer everyone else out of the hospital. And so this is a great story or scenario that I can use to further describe the value of Access Telecare and acute care telemedicine. When you're a community access hospital that has a high Medicaid population, high Medicare population, a large elderly population, a large poor population, and you're facing a gap in neurology, a gap in telemedicine, maybe locums are too expensive, maybe another solution is too expensive, but what you can do is come to acute care telemedicine, Access Telecare, use our neurologists, use our psychiatrists, and all of a sudden you're doing several things. You're closing the gaps in your care, you're keeping care local, you're not transferring patients, and most importantly, you're offering the same quality of care that I would get at Northwestern Memorial to those customers that are coming to Westlake Hospital. Imagine that, a world where I can go to any hospital in America, whether I'm in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, Rabun Gap, Georgia, or Chicago, Illinois, and receive the same level of care and treatment from a neurologist, regardless of my location. And that's the beauty of acute care telemedicine. I hope if you're interested, you'll come reach out to me about investor relations or acute care telemedicine. And thanks for watching.